Guys, I have the best news. Are you ready? So there's someone that I have affectionately named the Goblin because he is the worst person that I have ever met in my entire life. And he is gone. Ding dong, the Goblin's gone. I'm so happy. I hate him so much. And let me tell you why I hate him so much. So, I want to give this a quick preface. This video is not going to be very pretty. You're going to see a very ugly, very petty side of me. And I love this side of me. This side of me feels strong, feels powerful, feels like I can do anything. I love being petty. And so I want to tell you guys about this for a few different reasons. One, I think talking about stuff like this is really important. I think there's a lot of people that are afraid to talk about it. I am not. And I don't think anyone should be afraid, and so I'm going to talk about it. Also, not everyone has experienced it, but I guarantee everyone will have a friend that has. And so I want to talk about what's important as someone that needs support, what that would look like. You know what I'm saying? So, there I was, 21 years old, about to turn 22, September 2018. And I met this guy. And my life changed, unfortunately. I won't go into the great details of everything just because that's not really the point of this video, but suffice to say, it ended in an emotionally abusive relationship. And you might be wondering, what exactly constitutes like emotional abuse? So here's some things. Emotional abuse has a lot of different facets. I would encourage you to look it up. Emotional abuse can look like manipulation, gaslighting, can also look like control. So even just like wanting to know where you are all the time, just showing up at your house sometimes, calling you when you're not with them or when they know you're with someone else. Emotional abuse can sound like, and to me, what kind of triggers me the most is you're too sensitive. Emotional abuse is blaming the other person for their bad actions. Meaning something like, I wouldn't have hurt you like this if you didn't first do some other thing that is completely menial and has nothing to do with anything. And that could look like because you nagged me or because your feelings are too big. So clearly that's the one that I struggle with the most because I heard it so much. There are a lot of reasons I think why people are afraid to talk about it. And so I'll just give you some of the reasons I was afraid to talk about it. One was people siding with, I'm going to say the abuser, and also I'm aware that all of this, like, these are heavy words, and I know that, but like, I went to counseling, like, this is words my counselor used, like, this was like a therapist saying like, Sarah, you are in an emotionally abusive relationship. So even though they're really heavy, and I think it's kind of scary to use, and you might be watching it and thinking like, Sarah, are you sure? Can I say with love, kindly, that's not the right response. And I think it's good to check ourselves, right? Because we all know that I'm a big feeler. And so we don't want to just be like running around with pitchforks all the time, trying to chase out any single person that someone says hurts their feelings. But it is really important that when someone is serious and when they're like, I have explained to this person many times how much they're hurting me and they're not changing and they're blaming it on me, they're saying, well, that's your fault, or something as stupid and ridiculous as, I just feel like it's my calling in life to like make life harder for other people so that they can like grow through it. I hate him so much. This guy sided with Thanos. One time we had like a 20-minute conversation about it, and because I was right, then he was all like, well, you're just saying things so you can disagree with me. I was like, that's literally all that you ever do. You only disagree with people all the time. Even though I'm listening and I'm trying to love you. And loving someone that's broken is like trying to hold a cat that is doing everything it can to get away from you. And you end up with all of these scratches, and it hurts so bad. And you wonder, Sarah, why did you stay? Why would you put yourself through that? And here's the answer. You tell yourself that you deserve it. You tell yourself that this is as good as it's gonna get. And that doesn't mean I don't think that someone will love me more than this. It's not like I would rather be with this person than be alone. It's I will never deserve someone that cares about me. I will never find someone who will treat me well. And so this is what I should expect. That's the mindset of it. And it's not like people just throw themselves into abusive relationships. It always starts kindly. Everyone starts out so nice. They start out with buying you ice cream and inviting you to all these different things and making you feel so important. Then they start bringing up little things so you are like, oh wow, they're really listening. Like they really care about me, specifically me. It starts, and it's just this insidious process. It's just step by step by step until finally you wake up and you realize you've been sad for 3 weeks and you don't know how you've gotten to this point. And you try to talk to them because you think, this person cares about me, so maybe we can reason with them. But then they're not listening. And then they tell you that it's your fault that you have all these feelings. And then you just start to wonder if that's right. Is it because I'm too sensitive, like he keeps saying? Am I too sensitive? Am I plain, like he said that I would? Will no one ever love me? Is that what's happening? Is this all I'm going to have for eternity? Someone that makes me feel small. And when you feel small, you don't feel like you can change. When you feel small, you feel like you're stuck. And you feel like this is all that you're ever going to get. And it's the scariest thing ever. And so, I implore you that if you know someone, if someone ever comes to you and says, hey, this guy is being, or girl, you know, equality, then don't ask them, why didn't you get out of it? Because the truth is they're afraid. And that's another reason it's so scary to talk about it, is you just feel like you're going to get judged. You feel like people are going to say, well, you should have done this. And you're like, that's not what I need right now. I don't need another person to try to control me. I just need someone who's there for me. 8 months after I hadn't even talked to him. And I remember crying to my sister this past Christmas break and just being like, it's because I thought I deserved it. It's because I thought I got myself in this mess. Like, I allowed this person to start treating me this poorly, that I clearly am stupid and I deserve to be in this unhappy relationship because I'm dumb enough to get myself here in the first place. Brothers and sisters, that is wrong. It's wrong. No, you're not stupid. You're not stupid because they were nice at first. You're really, really not. You're not stupid, I promise. I hand on my heart. I understand. And obviously, my case is not the most severe that could happen, and it's not the longest that it could have happened. You know, I was with him maybe for like 7 or 8 months, and I haven't talked to him in like almost a year now. So I understand as much as I can. Honestly, one of the hardest things is surrounding yourself with people that don't get it. I had friends, and I mean like best friends, that I would tell, you know, what my experiences were with like the Gobs, and they, like, one of them was like, well, he's still nice to me. And I was like, sis, I don't care. I don't care how he treats you. He was bad to me. And then later when we found out about someone that he was also bad to, then she was all like, oh, well, now it's a pattern. Now it's a pattern? Now it's a pattern that he's done it to 2 people instead of to me consecutively for months? No. Or I had this other friend who was like, oh, well, you know, I went through this with this one guy, and I finally could forgive him. Good for you, sis. But that's not me, alright? Because from what she said, and I mean, I don't know, by all means, it could have been a lot worse, but from what it sounded like, was just, this guy was kind of selfish, kind of like a normal 20-something-year-old dude. Whereas my guy was awful, and he hurt people. And he hurt me emotionally, he's hurt other girls physically. Alright, so don't go around saying that he looked lighter when I ran into him, or that he's changing, because he's not changing. I know this guy. He's not changing. And I'm not saying that he can't. I'm just saying that he's not going to. Because he's the worst human. Because I've told him so many times how he could be a better person to me, and he just disregarded it completely, and again, put the blame back on me. And so no, I don't feel bad for him. And no, I don't need to forgive him. Alright, everyone is always telling me, my whole life has told me that I need to be the bigger person, and I don't know if it's because I'm a woman, or if it's because I'm a Christian, or if it's just because I'm me, and I've just always been expected to have to, like, be the bigger person, but I'm tired of it. Alright, I don't need to forgive him. I tried to forgive him. I tried to make amends, and he didn't care. He glares at me. The fact is, he's not nice. I really, really don't feel like you can be sexually assaulting girls and be nice at the same time. There should never be a defense. It doesn't matter how smart you are or how good of grades you get or what you're going to do to positively affect the world, if you're going around harming young girls, then you don't deserve to be outside of a jail cell, in my opinion. And the thing is, I don't miss these friends. I don't need them. I did at first, and it was kind of hard at first. But in this semester especially, I met people who made me feel like my feelings were valid. And that made a big difference. You don't have to be the bigger person. You don't have to fix every relationship. If you want to be petty, be petty. I know being petty is not everyone's favorite shade of color on me. It is my favorite shade of color on me, but it's not everyone's. And I'm not saying to not forgive. I feel like in a weird way I kind of have forgiven him. I'm happy that he's gone. And I would love to just never see him again, because that would be ideal. So, rejoice, young Latie sisters. You're not in danger anymore. The world might be ending with corona, but at least we don't have to worry about the goblin. What a gift.